This past summer, it was revealed that Carla Harvey had left Butcher Babies, even though she hadn't performed with the band since 2023, because at that time, in the fall of 2023, she announced what I believe was initially just supposed to be a temporary departure from the band, as she needed a retinal detachment in her left eye. She'd already had one in her right eye like over a decade ago. But when she left Butcher Babies last summer, she noted that she was not done making music, and then not too long after she left the band, she revealed her new band, The Violent Hour. Although we don't really know anything about that band just yet, other than she's in it. We don't know who else is in it with her. They've not released anything, but I believe that's coming next month in February. But now the news has come down that she has also joined legendary electronic act Lords of Acid as their new vocalist. The news first came from the band's manager, Mark Jordan, who previously teased that the new vocalist was a well-known American female vocalist, who now says in a new statement, Carla is set to begin recording vocals for the new Lords of Acid album this winter and will be joining the band on a 27-date U.S. tour in June. Carla herself has also released a statement of her own expressing her excitement for the new gig, where she says, "I had 3 favorite bands in high school, Guns N' Roses, Pantera, and Lords of Acid. Each one shaped me and uniquely influenced me as an artist. LOA had me hooked from the moment I heard I Sit on Acid as a teenager dancing the night away at Detroit's goth industrial Haven City Club. My obsession with LOA only grew after I saw Coop's artwork on the cover of Voodoo U. Now I get to record an album and go on tour with my industrial heroes. Pinch 16-year-old me. She'll be the one in the vocal booth. While my new band, The Violent Hour, is set to release its first single in February, I'm adding a bucket list item to my resume. Reigning Acid Queen. Praise the Lords." It will be very interesting to see and hear Carla in Lords of Acid. Lords of Acid has actually had a number of different vocalists over the years, and just last month, one of their former vocalists, Ruth McCardle, who appeared on the band's second album, Voodoo U, back in the mid-90s, was also known to fans as Lady Galore, unfortunately died. The band actually made a post last week saying that they would be announcing their new Acid Queen soon. Obviously, we know now that it's Carla, but they also wanted to take some time and have fans take some time as well to honor and remember Ruth. But as far as Carla goes, obviously going to be very, very busy with a new Lords of Acid record and an upcoming tour and new music from her new band, The Violent Hour, which I am curious to see how active that band, The Violent Hour, turns out to be, given the new gig in Lords of Acid. Because also, aside from music, if you know anything about Carla, you know that she is also very active in end-of-life care. She's a death doula and a grief counselor and things like that. And she recently revealed during an interview with the Ward Bond Show that part of her reason for leaving Butcher Babies this past summer was to get more involved in that side of things again, although she has always been involved, even while in Butcher Babies to some extent. But she recently took a job as a partner success manager at a company called Parting Stone. So very, very busy. Obviously, super cool though for her to join Lords of Acid. I mean, it's, you know, you hear about these stories from time to time. Somebody gets to join, you know, one of their favorite bands or one of their favorite bands growing up. So, you know, very, very cool for her to be able to fulfill a dream like that. And as far as Butcher Babies go, obviously Heidi Shepherd, she's now the sole vocalist in the band. I would imagine that at this point, that's just how it's going to stay. I don't think they're going to replace Carla at all, and they just jumped on the rather controversial America's Rejects tour with Attila in place of Oceano, which I did a video on that whole thing when all of that was happening. That was maybe a month and a half ago, something like that. I'll put a link to that down below if you want to revisit that whole debacle. But aside from that, they released their first single without Carla. It's called Sincerity. That came out back in November. So I'd have to think that a new album will be coming down the pipe at some point. But for now, that's all I got for you. Thanks so much for hanging out. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe below if you feel like it. And I'll see you next time.